Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News, with your third and final video on this hump day, unless we get breaking news stories out there, which you never know. We have Olivia from this season of Bachelor in Paradise. I have absolutely adored her narration of the season. She's funny. She's honest. She's authentic. She's hitting the nail on the head with how she is handling this season. She probably has the most screen time of anybody. And not bad for a night one reject, as they called her. I'm not saying that. Of course, she should not be defined based on whether or not Zach Shallcross decided to give her a rose on night one, right? Well, what I'm going to share with you is a pretty nasty comment that she shared that she received. While I know that this is tough to talk about, I don't want to sanitize the comment, although I will be sanitizing how I read it because I'm not going to use those words. But she shared this, and yeah, it's a tough one, folks. It just goes to show, I'm not sharing this to sort of elevate or platform trolls, but it goes to show that there is so much hate that exists, and hate is the equivalent of fear. But I appreciate Olivia sharing and also taking the time to, speak her own authentic truth. She said, "I've been getting quite a few DMs calling me the N-word lately. Said it before, and I'll say it again. We are real human beings with real feelings, and we see your messages. This is not okay. It's hurtful. It's degrading. It's evil. Think before you hit send. Furthermore, you internet trolls don't even come remotely close to being relevant enough to make me not love my skin color. Enough is enough." And then below, she shared the comment, "John Henry didn't choose you because you're the N-word. Go back to wherever you came from, hood rat. Your kind doesn't belong on TV." She responded, "This is pretty nasty and extremely hurtful. I hope you find it in you to view people as equal and worthy regardless of skin color. And for the what it's worth, I love my blackness." We love Olivia. And sadly, these people probably aren't going to not exist. And in previous worlds, they probably wouldn't be so bold to comment this to people. They do it behind accounts. She even had the audacity to blur out this person's username. Now, you guys know me, old Troll Patrol Dave. I would love to throw money at private investigators to find out who this person is. Not to dox them, but just to go say, hey, so-and-so wrote this while working at the, whatever, Ralph's, as a cashier, whatever the case may be. Just to show people there are consequences to your words and actions. It's too often, as we cover The Bachelor, that we get comments like this. Poor Rachel Lindsay, the crazy and wild DMs that go her way because she is a independent woman who speaks her mind, who also happens to be non-white. And when you're non-white, in this country, in other places, by all means, not saying this doesn't exist outside of this country, but as we tackle issues in this country, when you're non-white, you have to deal with issues that those that are white presenting might not have to deal with, which is being judged based on the color of your skin, not necessarily for the reasons we should be judged, of course, the content of our character. And Olivia's got great character. She's got great character, the way she's coming off on this show. I've absolutely loved the high IQ level of ways that she dissects the different relationships as they're going on. She's able to do it through humor and also just through hitting the nail on the head with some of the sort of assumptions she's making. Now, look, while we're here, I'm going to share just a few ridiculous comments I've received, none of which compare to what some people have to deal with, which is being judged flippantly and racist, and being judged by racists that want to demean people and dehumanize people. Now, for what it's worth, I shared a video the other day about Maddie Pruitt going to a Trump event. And people go, isn't this democracy? Isn't she allowed to go to a Republican event? And they conflate Trumpism with Republicans versus Democrats. And it's really different and very unique, in my opinion, because it's, Trump also was, talking about getting rid of these vermin and, dehumanizing people and saying, oh, the people that might be liberal or vote in a different way are not, as equal as humans as others. And it's hogwash. And the different ways that people try to dehumanize others, it doesn't necessarily mean Like this person, this troll could possibly not care about Olivia, but they tried to hit her in the worst way possible, which is through race. And they tried to hit her by saying she's not worthy of this white man on the show, John Henry, which is absolutely ridiculous. Olivia's worthy of love. She could be the next star of The Bachelorette for all we know. She could rise above this, and of course she already is. She clearly was like, look, I love my blackness. So I just wanted to point out how great that it was of her, but also to point out the way that dehumanizing works in different ways, right? So for everyone that got so upset that I made a video about Maddie Pruitt, the video was about the fact that Maddie practices and preaches all of this love, and then she shows up, for someone who's doing nothing but trying to sow divisiveness and hate. That's my opinion, right? Anyway, a few other stupid comments I got today. I shared these on the podcast regarding Clayton Eckerd. And again, this has nothing compared to Olivia and the hate that goes her way. I can handle all this. Someone said, I only clicked on this video to say that I'm sick of seeing videos about this mess. I usually skip them, which means that these days I'm skipping 80% of your content because it's all you seem to be covering. My response, how entitled of you to let me know. My sincerest apologies for not catering my workday to your consumption demands. All right, a little sarcasm there. This other one said, can I sue you for always showing up in my YouTube feed with stories of these nobodies? I said, sure, go for it. Would you like to jump in line? We should get one of those cold cut. You ever go get cold cuts at the store and you pull the little ticket that says number 32. All right, if anyone wants to sue me, just get in line and start pulling tickets. All right, we're calling on 17. Who is it? All right, you'll be served next in the court of Who Wants to Sue Dave. Anyway, it's horrible stuff, and it goes on and on and on. Actually, this was a funny one. I had a video that clearly had nothing to do with The Bachelor. It was me inflating my neck pillow. It was a relatively funny video, got a lot of comments on it. But here's this person, Damily. I'm going to read the whole thread for you because I find it so ridiculous. And I know what you might say, Dave, don't respond to these trolls. That's what they want. I only respond when it benefits me, in the sense that if I want to roast someone, it's good content. If I want to discuss them or lambaste them or whatever, I'll do that on my own terms. If this person wants to comment, I will respond till I'm dead in the grave because it's good for the algorithm, right? But if it was actually bothering me, I would just block them. Damily said, are you secretly in love with Madison Pruitt? By the way, they also said the same thing about Tayshia and everyone else. They spelled Pruitt wrong. Because I don't understand. If you hate her, can't stand her, and she is a hypocrite, why do you follow her on Instagram, watch her interviews, stalk the podcast she does? In addition, Madison does not beg people for their money in order to pay for her responsibilities. You claim not to love money, but here you are begging and begging for it. So clearly this is someone who watches a lot of my content. I've never said I hated Madison. I actually think Madison's very dynamic in a lot of ways. I do think it's hypocritical though for her to practice certain parts of the Bible, love, unity, all these things, while also not addressing the aspects that she might be complicit towards, which are sowing device and hatred. My response was, hold on. Oh, that's the initial one. I said, imagine you, a stranger, posting this on a reel. You didn't even take the time to spell her name right. Strange. And then they said, do you follow people who are hypocrites? Wow. You even corrected me that I spell her name wrong. Okay, how is her name spelled correctly? LOL. Again, no punctuation whatsoever. I said, are you a child? Anyways, thanks for being a fan. Back to work. Now, the key to winning against trolls is to always respond with less words than they used. That's how you win. They said, I don't follow you, so I am not a fan. Just answer the question. Do you follow people who are hypocrite and fake? My response, you must be. You must be is taken where you are. This is my, I don't even know what I was saying there. I said, this is my page. So sit the F down, child. And then they said, do you follow people? And then they go on and on. I said, why are you begging your And then they said, why are you begging your followers for money, Mrs. I don't care about money? I said, you must be fun at parties. And then they said, just answer a simple question. And I'll say, I'll never not get the last word. But no, I don't take questions from random losers. This isn't an effing press conference, idiot. They said, the loser here is you, begging for money from strangers so that you can pay for your responsibilities at your old age, Grandpa. You were not working during your 20s, 30s, and 40s. What were you doing partying all the time? And then my response was, I was too busy banging your mom. And that's how you converse with these losers. Now, do I care to expose who this random person is? Not really. I mean, they follow 5 people. Who are they? You know what I mean? They follow a few Bachelor people. Whatever. I don't know. We don't know who they are. Could we find out? Yeah, I think we could. I think you could, with a private detective, find out. Maybe if I had other things going on, I would do this. But I'm a little busy right now, living my life, making videos. So thank you to this troll for giving me 3 extra minutes of things to talk about on today's podcast. Hey, how about this? I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining outside in Los Angeles. What a strange day. Let's just take it as a sign to be kind to each other, to try to avoid or dismiss those that don't exist on the energy plane and in the trajectory that we're going, and, maybe lead by example. Be good out there. And hey, once in a while, the best response to a troll is just to tell them you banged their mom. All right, folks, we'll be back tomorrow. Have a splendid one. If you want extra content, we did a very funny episode on the Patreon today, patreon.com/Dave Neal. There I am again, begging for money. We'll talk to you in a bit.